Good morning, everyone. Coach Sullivan again here at MJS Coaching Football. Just a quick overview here of my background 38 years coaching football. All is either a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, or head coach, both at the college and high school level. If you ever have any questions, as it says on the slide there, please reach out to me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com. So this lecture here today is about what we do in our 3-4 base defense, which highlights the self-adjusting nature of the defense whenever we encounter the tight end off in formation. So specifically, it's 11 personnel, 11 formation, tight end off. Okay? So what we do, everything stays the same in terms of all the pre-snap calls. It's 11, 11, 11. Gun pistol. In this particular case, we just have to say pistol. That means it's in the gun. We make the rip call here, left rip, tight end is left. Two wide receivers are right, so it's a rip. But then the rover, who should always identify this first since he's going to the tight end, when he sees that the tight end is off, he just simply says check, stack. Remember, for us in the vernacular, the word check means change. So we automatically go from our base 50 alignment to what we call an up front, where you see the end, nose, and stud. That's what was our 58 front, which is another lecture, but that puts the defensive ends in 5 techniques. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to bump to our 3-3 stack. And the reason for it is this motion, the tight end motion, the shuffle, in which they tend to go back and forth. They tend to get here and then come back and block backside on a zone play. Or they come here and they lead up on an ISO. So to give us the easy ability to adjust, we check stack. So when that happens, automatic, first of all, the secondary is unaffected. In this case, the dime, our outside linebacker, unaffected. Up front, the defensive linemen, the DNs go from the 4 head up, bump to a 5 outside shade, which for us, okay, their inside toe is on the tackle's outside toe. Very similar to the linebackers in the 50, right? Inside toe, outside toe. That puts them in a 5 technique, and we're comfortable with that, okay? They switch it, so now they're in a staggered stance because they're aligned in a gap. So the gap hand is down, so outside hand down, outside foot back. And that's as far as I'll go with the stances. Nose, completely unaffected. So now what happens literally is when the rover says check stack, he bumps back to toes at 4, and he aligns inside toe to tight end's outside toe. And even when the tight end is completely stacked behind the tackle, okay, we're still going to check stack, but now he mirrors the tight end and he aligns inside the tackle because that's where the tight end is most likely going, okay? But for now, if the tight end were to remain outside the tackle, that's the alignment. Mike bumps toes on heels of his nose, and if the nose's feet are wider, he just keeps his feet under his own hips, toes even, okay? Backer bumps from what we say B split on the guard to B split on the tackle. So now his outside toe is on the tackle's inside toe. Still got the same tangible landmarks to make sure everybody can line up nice and easy. Okay. He still has his inside foot up. Okay. The only guy who changes his stance is the Mike. Now his toes are even because he's in the middle to be able to go both ways. So let me just quickly talk about the techniques. 71, right? 1, 3, 5, 7. So the rover fits just outside the tight end. The Mike's 31. You see the two 31s. The Mike has 3 gap, B gap to the tight end side. That's his play side gap. So it's tight end is his play side. 1 is a 1. Okay? Make the nose right. The backer, his own B gap that he's lined up in, that's his play side gap, and the same rules for the one make the nose right. So versus the 3x1 Texas now with the tight end off, nothing changes, right? It's a right rip. Ooh, check, stack, boom, they bump over. This happens after the snap, as it says invert on the snap. So on the snap, the safety screws down, the cornerback slow bails, tempo bails, we say, based upon the receiver as he's reading the surface up front. So we haven't talked about grade 4 in any of these lectures. That's a whole separate lecture for us when it's 3x1. The base check, because there's an extra receiver, is steal, which we go over in a separate lesson, so don't get bogged down in that in this lecture. Okay, so then if I'll go back, the only time we make a bump call is in fact when the tight end does his shuffle motion, and so it only affects the backer and the rover. The rover only goes as far as B split on the tackle, so outside toe, inside toe. The backer only goes as far as the tight end. And so if the tight end, for some reason, were to run way out here, that would bump us to check steal, and he would move over on 2, and he would be over on 3, which is our base alignment versus 3 wide receivers. Right? It's the easiest way for us to adjust to that tight end shuffle, which is why we do it. Again, any questions, please feel free. Coach MJ Sullivan at gmail.com. And I hope everybody has a great day.